started here, everybody. I think most of you, all of you know us, the integrative team. Jody, one of the massage therapists.
Kara, music therapist. Sheila, massage therapist.
We are going to be talking about mandalas today and how it can be used as a relaxation tool. Mandalas are a Sanskrit word meaning wholeness, complete, circle. It's a sacred center. So there's just an example of a very beautiful, colorful one. They also help us learn our spiritual truths, focus our attention, and establish a sacred space. Meditating can be, you can do it by meditating with a mandala, you can color it, view it. There's different ways for you to use your mandala. So, come on in and just read.
I guess the mandalas, they're usually a circle, and they can be thought of as a symbol for a couple different things. They can be a symbol for nature. They can be a symbol for like your social circles. So your like the outer ring would be your friends, the people around you, how you want others to view you, and then working your way inward to the most like inner part of yourself. Mandalas can be symbols for spirituality, so if you see a mandala out in nature or somewhere in your life, it can be kind of a reminder of the sacred being part of your life. And also in churches you might see them related to the Trinity or having Christ in the center, and then the different layers related to your spirituality. And also different religions use mandalas in different ways. I think I already said nature, but like the planets are all circles, they circle in orbits. The sun, the moon, galaxies, everything is kind of a circle pattern.
Like the Earth itself is considered a mandala, but then also if you bring in the universe, everything evolves around it in circular motion. So it kind of is it's very deep. This is something that's been around for many, many years, but we just hadn't had a lot of people know a lot about it, so we thought it was something new for us to talk about.
I just came up with a new mandala for a center is sitting here or standing here. Is our heart is our center, and then everything else around us is the different layers that we'll find out too. But you'll find more and more throughout your daily lives, and when you start seeing more and more mandalas throughout your day, it's pretty interesting. Even on tissue wrappers, like a little penis. I'm like, there are mandalas all over the place. So open up your eyes.
And one interesting thing we came across even today was how mandalas can represent time. So like the cycle of life and the cyclical nature of everything around us, how even animals become extinct and cultures change, and we live and we are born, we live our life, and we die. Everything's kind of circular in nature, so it's just a big symbol for a lot of things.
These are a few of the patterns that we wanted to show you guys how many there are out there. So if you guys can kind of think about it too. But the inside, the tree rings, a kiwi, your eye has different layers to it, the center. Yeah, a lot of churches have a lot of cathedral stained glass that are in a mandala form, so it's a lot of beautiful, intricate ways that mandalas are out there in nature. A few more.
We found this cool thing too. Just to show you that mandalas kind of randomly show up in different places. At the bottom of the ocean, apparently off the coast of Japan, they found these mandala-looking things, and it turns out it was from
a pufferfish.
Yeah, a certain type.
It's a mating ritual, and that's how they get the female to mate, is by the more ridges, the more intricate the design is, it reels in the women, and that's how they get their women. Yeah. So it was really neat that they found these somehow, and they thought, they didn't know how they were appearing and what was going on, and it actually was a fish mating ritual. So we thought that was kind of neat that even all types of nature and mandalas are everywhere.
So we thought this was a really neat, fitting quote by John Burroughs. I go to nature to be soothed and healed, and to have my senses put in order. So how many of you go out and just be out in nature and feel the rhythm of nature, and that helps balance within the inside as well. So when you come back in to work refreshed, ready to help others again with a more filled bucket. So can you think of any other examples of mandalas in your everyday life? Can anybody think of the one that's out in the courtyard area where you can see throughout the, I think Melinda, you already got it?
Yeah,
The
nice, thank you.
Labyrinth?
Labyrinth.
Yes. So earlier, we had talked about you don't actually always have to see it in front of you as a visual. You can think about it in your mind as well. So if there's a situation where you are feeling overwhelmed, you can visually see the labyrinth. If you need a visual in your mind, you don't have to be looking at it in order to reap the benefits of it.
Your earrings.
Yes, they are mandalas. Yes. Anybody else have any? Yes? Have you ever noticed that before, Beth? That those are okay, very good. So everybody's going to follow Beth around, relaxing and breathing. Anybody else have any others?
Once you start looking for them, you'll be surprised where you see them and how often they're just all around you. So, just
Right,
something
I
that.
think your shirt has snowflakes on it. I would imagine a snowflake is kind of a mandala.
Mhm.
So when you color a mandala or you're making a mandala or using it however you want to use it, we put some tips, some ideas for how you could use it to meditate. So you want to start by kind of closing your eyes and focusing your thoughts on your breathing, clearing your mind. And then when you're ready to start, open your eyes and choose colors that you find relaxing and calming, or choose a design that you find relaxing and calming. And then keep focusing on your breathing. If your mind does begin to wander while you're doing it, it's okay. It happens to everyone. But just kind of gently bring your mind back and see if you can try to stay peaceful the whole time.
Okay, so generally there are 3 rings to a mandala, not necessarily all the time, but that's what you see primarily. So you've got the outer ring, which is to start with, and that represents your outer world, your social self, and your public persona. How the public sees you, how they view you, that's the outer ring. So the middle ring is your deeper nature, so you're getting a little bit deeper into your core, so your more vulnerable side. So generally, you'll be like, oh my gosh, your kids are amazing. That's their public persona, that's their outer ring. When they go a little bit deeper in and then they're home and they let their hair down because they're in their comfort zone and they're with their family and friends, then more of their true self shows. And then all these politically correct situations, you need to be politically correct, that's our persona, but then who they are truly inside too, how we act is becoming more and more to our true self. So then we've got our center, which is our secret, most private self. So that's how, have you ever seen, what's the Julia Roberts movie? When she's on a quest to find herself. Eat, Pray, Love, yes, so that's a wonderful movie. But anyway, she's finding what her purpose in life is. Why was she born? What is she here to do? That's what more of the center is. So rarely, if ever, do we share this with anyone. Maybe a mystery to us in general too. As we go through our days and have more experiences in life, we're finding out more and more about our true selves. Because we used to do things that we don't like to anymore because we've learned from those lessons, we're going deeper in and finding out how we've dealt with situations prior and becoming wiser through this, wiser but also happier as we find our true selves. And it can be a source of hidden treasure, our talents, our gifts, our love, our compassion waiting to be expressed. So there are many talents that we have inside still. Every day we learn and we get to express more of. And it can also hold old wounds from the past. And once they're addressed, then those can be healed. Because if they are able to be exposed, then they can go out through your middle and then your outer circle as well, and then just be released.
So maybe when you're coloring your mandalas a little later, think about how the different rings of the mandala relate to the different layers of your own self.
So To see things in the seed, that is genius. Lao Tzu. So as we look deeper into our secret selves, the seed, our middle and our outer selves will flourish and grow. So if you think of even the roots and fruits garden, just to get a visual in your head right now, is everything started with the seed, and we're out there, us girls, we've done the seeds for the flowers the last 3 years, whatever. And then anyway, it's amazing how it comes up, and then it's got the middle, and then how it grows and grows in layers. So you'll never look at the flower the same again either, because you've got all those layers, but it starts from the center. Now, of course, that's another concept where you start from the center out, but then you can also start from the outside in too, vice versa.
Do you want to do it coloring now?
Yeah, so we were going to have you guys color today. So we just wanted to give you a little intro on this, and if you have any questions. We were also going to go through, as you're coloring, we're going to read different kind of meditation scenarios to get you through kind of ideas of to work through, you know, maybe if you're going through a situation, how to process going through that, or if you're just trying to find your best self, or maybe something that you're looking for in your life. There's different scenarios that we're going to read through for you as you're coloring, so you guys can hopefully get more relaxed. And just a lot of the things with mandalas also is we tend to use our left brain more, and we're doing our conscious self. By coloring, that uses your right brain, so it's kind of getting you to use more of your intuition, getting into those inner thoughts, and it's kind of how it can draw itself out that way too. So, yeah, if you guys are ready to start coloring, we'll read to you.
Okay, like she said, we have a couple different meditations we're going to read as you color. This one happens to be about if you're weathering a storm in your life, so if you're facing any kind of difficult issues. So it says, choose this meditation if you're experiencing a personal crisis, such as losing your job, your spouse, or partner, grieving for a loved one who has passed on, or if you are simply having a bad day. Choose a pre-drawn mandala or create your own. Set the intention that coloring this mandala will help you move through this rough patch. Allow your feelings of fear, anger, sadness, or grief, and also of hope to emerge. Choose colors that express these emotions. As you color, meditate on the fact that this difficult challenge you are experiencing today is itself impermanent. Consider that a crisis, however painful, can also bring opportunity, and that time can be a healer. If you are simply having a bad day, allow coloring your mandala to cheer your outlook.
The one I'm going to be reading a little bit is on manifesting your best self. So create your own mandala or choose an outer ring that represents how you function at this stage of your life. A middle ring that represents your intention to confront your issues and negative habitual patterns, and an inner ring that represents your highest self, the person you can be or would like to be. Start coloring from the outside ring and work your way to the center. As you color, think about the person you would like to become. What values do you want to embody? What negative patterns in your life would you like to transform? How do you want to be of service to yourself, your family, and your friends? How can you serve the universe with your life? When you finish, meditate on the person you would like to become and commit to actions that will help you become that person.
Okay, and then one more I'm going to read to you. So one person wearing many hats. Consider all the roles you play in your life, such as a daughter or son, parent, worker, friend, community member, lover, or spouse, and your responsibility in those roles. Create a mandala that represents how you feel about managing all these roles in your life. If your roles seem integrated, choose designs that feel harmonious. If you feel your various roles are wearing, choose designs that suggest that feeling. Choose colors that repeat in the outer ring, middle ring, and center of your mandala. Try to integrate all three parts of the mandala using repeated color schemes. When you complete your mandala, visualize all your life rules functioning as an integrated whole and harmonious way. Okay, so now everybody color for a while and meditate and relax? well relaxed as they are doing this. So, very good. Time passes by and we look up and, oh, it's time.
I don't remember the last time I colored.
It's been a while. So we just had a few tips to end with too for you guys want to do it on your own time too. Just finding a space that's serene and comforting for you to kind of get away and take that time. You can use music like we played, something relaxing to kind of help you get into that mood. And if you don't have a mandala, you can draw your own. It doesn't have to be any, just whatever your creative mind takes you. You can also just meditate and think of a mandala. And you can find mandalas online. They have the adult coloring books now, so there are some like that. And we are going to put some copies of these up in the meditation room. So in your free time, or if you have time, you can take another one with you and go through another one, or find ones online, like we said, or get your own coloring book too. And we even found some that are, we brought examples, they have like holiday. So you could get something, for the season. We found an angel and some bells there. So it doesn't, like Sheila said, it doesn't necessarily have to be the 3 layers, but that's what a more traditional common one looks like. But mandalas are kind of all over the place. So we hope you guys enjoyed and got to relax for a little bit and can take something with you from this little coloring day.
And take your colors with you.
Yes, they are yours to take.
Thank you, Community Relations.
Yes.
And then there are plenty of copies of mandalas still over here, like Jody said, go ahead and take and do. And then how many doilies did your grandma or mom make? Oh, how cool. And that gave everybody a warm fuzzy. That's all. Because the energy of who made it is in that mandala.
Well, we hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and hopefully you enjoy yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you.